Caught red-handed, my wife was having an affair right there. She stared at the divorce agreement I threw at her, tears streaming down like rain. Yet her lover, Li Zifeng, seemed indifferent, unconcerned, calmly getting dressed. A clear look of smug satisfaction was plastered across his face. Xiang Nan, stop pretending. Ruyan stopped loving you a long time ago. She needs a real man. I slowly walked closer to him, looking down from above. Li Zifeng, I know you have nothing left to lose now, but do you know something? 3 days ago, I just signed a contract for a project big enough to save your entire company. His expression instantly changed. I continued, and the chain of luxury stores in Lu Ruyan's name, all the cash flow comes directly from my account, including the 800 million necklace she's wearing right now. Lu Ruyan subconsciously touched the necklace, her eyes starting to look away. I gave you both everything you wanted. My voice remained calm, but every word was ice cold. Now, I'm taking it all back. Lu Ruyan, I've given you the divorce papers. You leave with nothing. As for Li Zifeng, our partnership ends here. For the breach of contract fee, you will pay exactly as agreed upon in the agreement. Lu Ruyan rushed forward and tightly grabbed my legs. Xiang Nan, I was wrong, truly wrong. Can you give me one more chance? I bent my head to look at her, remembering the year we first got married. She had knelt just like this. But back then it was because I gave her a ring. I gently stroked her hair, the movement as tender as all the nights we shared. Ruyan, do you know what I hate the most? She shook her head, her eyes filled with hope. Betrayal. I suddenly gripped her hair tight, forcing her to lift her head and look at me. In 5 years of marriage, I gave you countless opportunities to prove that you loved me, but you chose the filthiest way to betray me exactly when I trusted you the most. Now it was my turn, I let go. She collapsed onto the floor. I turned to look at Li Zifeng. Not leaving yet? Do you want me to call security? He gritted his teeth. Xiang Nan, who do you think you are? This society isn't as simple as you think. I picked up the phone and made a call, announcing that General Manager Li was suspending the cooperation project with Zifeng Group, effective immediately. I hung up, watching his face gradually turn pale. Now you can get out. After they left, the huge house was empty, leaving only me. I sat down on the sofa, silently looking at the lilies Lu Ruyan had arranged yesterday. The flowers were still beautiful, but the heart of the person who arranged them had rotted a long time ago. I grabbed the vase and violently threw it onto the floor, fragments scattered everywhere, one piece slicing my hand, blood dripping onto the floor, exactly like my shattered heart right now. But I didn't cry. From this moment on, Xiang Nan was dead. The one who lived was the person who would make the traitors pay. The next morning, just as expected, Lu Ruyan returned. She wore a black dress, carefully applied makeup, and carried a small box of my favorite steamed buns. Xiang Nan, I bought you breakfast. Her voice was soft and timid, like a child who had just made a mistake. I was making coffee in the kitchen, not turning around. She said, have you finished thinking about the divorce? Xiang Nan, listen to me first. She stepped forward, trying to hug me, but I stepped aside. I thought about everything you said last night. You're right, I was wrong, but is there truly no hope left for our 5 years of affection? I turned around to look at her, scrutinizing the face that had tormented me for 5 years, exquisite features, clear eyes, and the small mouth I had kissed countless times. 5 years of affection? I held the coffee cup, taking a sip casually. Do you think last night was the first time you betrayed me? Her face instantly changed color. What do you mean? I took a USB drive from my pocket and placed it on the table. 3 months ago, you and Li Zifeng were in room 1208 at Han Hotel. 2 months ago, you were in his office. A month ago, while I was away on a business trip, the two of you casually slept together in our very own bedroom. Lu Ruyan's face went completely white. You had someone follow me. I didn't bother to reply, pushing the USB toward her. It was to protect you. I was worried you weren't safe going out alone, so I arranged for bodyguards. I didn't expect the bodyguards to capture images this incriminating. She trembled as she picked up the USB drive, as if holding a bomb in her hands. How much is on it? Enough for me to claim all of your assets in court. My voice remained as calm as before. According to the prenuptial agreement, the cheating party leaves with nothing. Did you forget? That was the condition you yourself proposed back then. Lu Ruyan suddenly froze as if remembering. 5 years ago, when we got married, she vowed to stay by my side until we grew old together. She was the one who proposed signing the fidelity agreement. She said, "Xiang Nan, I will only love you my whole life. If I betray you, you can take back everything you gave." Back then she was innocent, pure, her eyes full of love. Now, all that remained was fear and calculation. "Xiang Nan, I know I was wrong, I'll give you whatever you want. Please, can you forgive me just this once?" She knelt prostrate before me, tears streaming down. I bent down, reaching out to wipe her tears, a gesture I had done countless times. Every time she cried, I would gently comfort her like that. "Ruyan, do you know what I used to love most about you?" She shook her head, hope rekindling in her eyes. "Your tears." I gently stroked her cheek. "Before, when you cried, I felt heartbroken to death. But now watching you cry, I only find it ridiculous." I stood up straight, looking down from above. Because I knew her tears, just like her vows, were all lies. She stared blankly, tears pooling in her eyes, unable to fall, yet unable to be held back. "Sign it." I pointed to the divorce agreement on the table. "Leave with dignity, it's better for both of us." She looked at the agreement and suddenly gritted her teeth and stood up. "I won't sign it, I won't sign it." I raised an eyebrow. The air between us suddenly grew heavy. She wiped away her tears, regaining her usual arrogance. "Xiang Nan, don't forget I have something in my hands too." Saying this, she pulled out her phone and played a recording. My voice rang out in the recording, directorly. Could the environmental inspection report be slightly modified? My expression didn't change at all, I even laughed out loud. "Ruyan, do you really think this recording can threaten me? Isn't that enough? If your Xiangchen group is exposed for bribing the inspection agency to get the project, what will the consequences be?" I walked up to her, gently stroking her cheek again, just like a moment ago. "My foolish wife, do you think I would discuss illegal matters right here in my own home?" I continued, "I really did call directorly that day, but we were discussing how to make the inspection data more precise, to ensure strict adherence to environmental standards. And the recording you have is just a spliced segment." I took my phone and played the full recording. Sure enough, my words had been maliciously edited. In the original, I was clearly demanding strict compliance with regulations. Lu Ruyan slumped onto the sofa, as if all her strength had left her. "See? You can't even manage to betray me properly." I looked at her desperate expression, a strange satisfaction surging within me. It was just like the love she once had for me, fake and clumsy. She completely broke down, crying so hard she couldn't breathe. I turned and walked toward the door. "In 3 days, I want to see the agreement signed by you, otherwise, I will have my lawyer file the lawsuit directly. At that point, you won't just be walking away empty-handed." I walked out of the house and drove to the company. Assistant Xiao Wang handed me a file. "General Director Xiang, here is all the commercial information you requested about Li Zifeng." I opened the documents and read them carefully. Li Zifeng, 35 years old, chairman of Zifeng Group. The enterprise mainly operates in real estate development, but business has clearly declined in recent years. His capital flow was on the verge of collapsing. How interesting, I sat flipping through the documents. A man on the brink of bankruptcy dared to steal my wife. "Does Mr. Xiang need me to arrange anything?" Xiao Wang asked. "Schedule a private meeting for me with General Director Li." "Yes, sir." I leaned back in my chair, gazing at the city view outside the window. Lu Ruyan thought I would stop here. The game has just begun. I want them to clearly understand that the price of betraying Xiang Nan is far scarier than death. 2 days later, I met Li Zifeng at a downtown coffee shop. He arrived right on time, wearing a designer suit, his hair slicked back slightly, maintaining the appearance of a successful businessman. If one didn't know the true situation of his company, anyone could easily be fooled by that facade. I didn't expect Mr. Xiang would still agree to meet me. Li Zifeng sat down, his face clearly showing his smugness. I poured him a cup of coffee. Why wouldn't I? We are still partners. Partners? He laughed mockingly. Mr. Xiang, you've reached this point, do you still need to pretend? I raised my coffee cup, slowly tasting the bitterness in my mouth. General Director Li is right, our partnership should end now. If that's the case, why did you invite me out here? I put the coffee cup down, looking straight into his eyes. I just want to ask you one question. What is it? Do you genuinely love Lu Ruyan? That question was clearly outside his prediction. Li Zifeng paused for a few seconds then burst out laughing. Huh, Mr. Xiang, did you actually think I was with her for love? You weren't? Of course not. His smile was full of malice. Ruyan is certainly very beautiful, and her skills in bed aren't bad. But talking about love, Mr. Xiang, you are too naive. I lightly tapped my fingers on the table, trying to maintain my composure. So, what was it for? Li Zifeng leaned forward, lowering his voice. For money, for your company, for everything you have. Mr. Xiang, do you really think you're an invincible genius in the business world? In my eyes, you're just a fool being led around by a woman. Is that so? I slightly nodded. Lu Ruyan really did say the same thing once. See? Even you admit it. He raised his coffee cup, his smile growing increasingly despicable. That's why I should thank you. Thank you for supporting her all these years, only for her to finally become my plaything. I silently watched him. Something inside me completely died in that moment. So, in their eyes, my love was nothing but a farce. All the sacrifices, trust, and tenderness I gave were ridiculous. General Director Li, do you know why I arranged to meet you? I don't know, and I don't care to know. I took out my phone and opened the recording app. The entire conversation we just had was recorded. Now do you know? Li Zifeng's expression instantly changed. You, what? I put the phone back in my pocket. General Director Li, just now you admitted to an illicit relationship with my wife, and you insulted her character. I think Lu Ruyan will be very interested in this recording. What are you planning to do? He asked. I just want her to know what the man she deeply loves truly thinks of her. I stood up, my voice still calm. There's one more thing. I took a file from my briefcase and placed it in front of him. The debt schedule of Zifeng Group, 80 million in bank debt, 30 million in external loans, and 20 million owed to suppliers, a total of 130 million. Li Zifeng's hands began to tremble violently. How did you get these things? I have my ways. I sat back down, staring intensely at him. General Director Li, do you know who those debts belong to now? He shook his head, his face stark white. They belong to me. My voice was light as a feather, yet every word landed as heavy as a sledgehammer. Over the past 2 months, I have acquired all of your debt through various channels. No way, the bank. I replied, I reached an agreement with the bank, transferring all rights to claim the debt to me. As for the external loan creditors, I paid 3 times the loan value to buy them out. Regarding the suppliers, they were more than happy to sell the debt back to me because they could at least recoup their capital immediately. I took out another file. This is a court summons. You must appear at the hearing tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. If you lose the lawsuit, all of your assets will be frozen and put up for auction. Li Zifeng completely lost his composure. He jumped up intending to leave the cafe, but I called him back. General Director Li, don't rush, our game has just begun. What exactly do you want? It's very simple. I slowly stood up, stepping in front of him. I want you to kneel down and apologize to me. For what happened between you and my wife, for every disgusting word you just said, apologize to me right now. Never. Then just wait for bankruptcy. He replied, then turned and walked away. Wait. Li Zifeng called out. Xiang Nan, we can negotiate terms. What terms? I stopped, slowly turning back. I still have some photos and videos of Ruyan. If you agree to let this go, I can hand them all over to you. Thinking he had found a lifeline, he hastily said, Ruyan, to try and please me, voluntarily took many photos, and I also have videos of when we were together, if these things were leaked. His intent was too obvious. I walked back and patted him on the shoulder. Thank you, General Director Lee, for letting me know this. So, you agree to negotiate? He exclaimed excitedly. No. I just wanted to say that now you don't only have to face bankruptcy, but also prepare for criminal charges for producing and distributing obscene content. I took out my phone and dialed 110 directly. Hello, officer, I want to report a crime. There is a suspect producing and distributing obscene videos. Li Zifeng's face was stark white. He slumped onto the chair, completely defeated. Finally, he understood that he had provoked the wrong person. I hung up the phone, watching him curled up there. General Director Lee, is there anything else you want to say? He raised his head, his eyes full of panic. Xiang Nan, I beg you, let me off. I will stay away from Ruyan, leave this city, just please forgive me. Forgive you? I bent down to look into that desperate face. General Director Lee, do you think that's possible? That there is no bad blood between us? I laughed. You slept with my wife, humiliated me, and now you turn around and claim there's no enmity between us. I stood up and adjusted my collar. General Director Lee, do you know what the fairest thing in this world is? He shook his head. It is retribution. I turned and walked out of the coffee shop. The pain you inflicted upon me, I will return tenfold. That is the price you must pay. I drove back to the company. Assistant Xiao Wang was waiting outside my office door. Mr. Xiang, Miss Lu is here, waiting for you in the conference room. Did she say anything? She said she is ready to sign the divorce agreement. I nodded slightly, walking toward the conference room. Lu Ruyan was sitting at the conference table, the signed divorce agreement in front of her. Seeing me walk in, she lifted her head, her eyes full of pleading. Xiang Nan, I've signed it, but I want to ask you one thing. What is it? Did you truly never love me? I walked up to her, gently stroking her face, just like the countless tender times before. Ruyan, the person I loved died a long time ago. Her tears welled up again. If I said I never loved Li Zifeng, that it was just a moment of confusion, would you believe me? No, I pulled my hand back because even she didn't believe that herself. I picked up the divorce agreement and checked it over. Very well, the procedure will be completed tomorrow afternoon. Starting tomorrow, we will be strangers. Lu Ruyan stood up. As she reached the door, she turned back and looked at me one last time. Xiang Nan, there will be a day when you regret this. Perhaps. I didn't turn around, but certainly not today. After she left, I remained sitting in the conference room, looking at the sunset outside the window. 3 days ago, I still thought I was the happiest man alive. 3 days later, I had become the coldest man to exact revenge. Lu Ruyan, Li Zifeng, did you too think it was over just like that? The real game is only starting now. The divorce proceedings went very smoothly. Lu Ruyan left empty-handed. Even the chain of luxury stores in her name was transferred to mine. She stood outside the Civil Affairs Bureau, looking at the divorce certificate in her hand, tears continuously falling. Xiang Nan, I truly know I was wrong. Please give me one more chance, can you? I paid no mind to her crying, turning my back and walking away. She chased after me, grasping my arm. 5 years, is 5 years of affection just going to end like this? I stopped, turning my head to look at her. The woman was still very beautiful, even with tears streaming down. That beauty still made passers-by turn their heads, but I would never allow myself to be enchanted by this face again. Lu Ruyan, do you know what end means? She shook her head. The end means that from now on, your life and death have nothing to do with me. I pulled my hand away, didn't look back, and walked away decisively. Behind me, her heart-wrenching cries echoed, but my heart didn't stir even slightly. Arriving back at the company, Assistant Xiao Wang reported the latest situation. Mr. Xiang, Li Zifeng has been detained by the police for investigation. The assets of Zifeng Group have also begun the auction process. When is the auction scheduled? Next Wednesday. Very good. I nodded. Any news about Lu Ruyan? After leaving the Civil Affairs Bureau, she went to several hotels but was refused service everywhere. I raised an eyebrow slightly. Why? Did you forget? All the major hotel chains cooperate with Xiangqin Group. I informed them not to provide her with service. So that was it. I had indeed instructed them that way. Any entity affiliated with Xiangqin was not permitted to accommodate Lu Ruiyan. Where is she now? At a small motel belonging to an acquaintance in the industry. Continue monitoring her. Report anything immediately. Understood. Having dealt with everything at the company, I drove back to the house that was once our home. The house was silent, but everywhere there were still traces of Lu Ruiyan, the fashion magazines she liked to read in the living room, the dressing table in the bedroom with expensive cosmetics. I gathered every single thing, one item at a time, putting everything into trash bags. 5 years of marriage ultimately fit neatly into a few black trash bags. As I was cleaning up, the doorbell rang. I opened the door and saw an unfamiliar middle-aged man standing in front of me. Excuse me, are you Xiang Nan? That is me. You are. I am Lu Ruiyan's father, Lu Jiangwo. Lu Ruiyan's father. In 5 years of marriage, the number of times I met him was so few it could be counted on one's fingers. Please, come in. Lu Jiangwo stepped into the living room, his eyes sweeping across the house. A fleeting look of disappointment passed through his eyes. Mr. Xiang, I came here to apologize on behalf of Ruiyan. I apologize, he bowed deeply. Ruiyan did wrong, and as a father, I cannot shirk responsibility. Please, have a seat. Mr. Lu, you are too polite. Ruiyan is an adult, her choices have nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with me? Lu Jiangwo shook his head. The fault lies with us. We spoiled her too much since she was little. After her mother passed away, I raised her alone. I indulged her in everything she wanted. He paused for a moment, then continued, Mr. Xiang, Ruiyan truly knows she was wrong. Can you give her one more chance? I silently looked at the man in front of me. Lu Jiangwo, 61 years old, a retired teacher, an honest and kind man. Ruiyan's character today was indeed partly due to his excessive indulgence. Mr. Lu, where do you feel she went wrong? She shouldn't have betrayed the marriage, she shouldn't have failed your trust. Anything else? Lu Jiangwo thought for a moment and then said, she shouldn't have associated with another man. I shook my head. Mr. Lu, you still don't understand. Then you tell me, where exactly did she go wrong? I stood up, walked to the window, and silently looked out at the city. She was wrong, because she never loved me from the start. Lu Jiangwo froze. I turned back to look at him. Mr. Lu, do you know why Ruiyan agreed to marry me? Was it for love? No, it was for money. My voice was calm. What she cared about was my wealth, my status, the luxurious life I could provide for her. From beginning to end, it was never about me. Lu Jiangwo's face turned pale. I continued, for the past 5 years, I thought we were a loving husband and wife. Until that night, I finally understood. In her eyes, I was just an ATM, a tool to satisfy her vanity. That can't be, Mr. Lu exclaimed. Mr. Lu, your daughter herself admitted that she never loved me. I turned on my phone and played a recording, in which Lu Ruiyan's voice rang out, Xiang Nan, I never loved him. I love his money, I love his status. He's so foolish he thought I was sincere, it's hilarious. That was a segment I intentionally recorded when Lu Ruiyan was talking on the phone with Li Zifeng. After hearing it, Lu Jiangwo almost completely collapsed. Impossible, this is impossible, Mr. Lu, that is the true face of your daughter. I turned off the recording. Do you still think I should forgive her now? He remained silent for a long time, then sighed deeply. Mr. Xiang, I apologize to you on behalf of Ruiyan. He bowed again, but she is still my only daughter. I cannot just stand by and watch her suffer on the streets. Then what do you want me to do? Give her some money? It doesn't need to be much, just enough to rent a small room and buy some basic necessities. I looked at the pitiful father, a glimmer of pity rose in my heart, but coldness quickly replaced it all. Mr. Lu, let me be frank, it was your indulgence that created the Lu Ruiyan of today. She is now reaping the consequences of her own choices. I walked to the door. Mr. Lu, please leave. Let her walk her own path. Seeing Lu Jiangwo out, I continued cleaning the house. That evening, Xiao Wang called to report, General Director Xiang, Miss Lu has found a job. Doing what? Working as a waitress at a small restaurant, earning 3,000 yuan a month. 3,000 yuan a month for someone like Lu Ruyan, who was used to luxury, was truly unbelievable. How long can she last? Probably not more than a few days. The restaurant owner is very strict. I heard she has already been scolded to the point of tears a few times. I hung up the phone, a cold smile curling slightly on my lips. Lu Ruyan, this is real life. You thought betraying me was just losing a man. You were wrong, you lost the whole world. In the following days, I continuously received updates about her. The first day, the owner scolded her because she didn't know how to use the cash register. The second day, a customer complained about her poor service attitude. The third day, she was fired for spilling an entire table of food. After that, she continued looking for new jobs but failed every time. She quit being a supermarket cashier in less than half a day. She couldn't stand the dirt and hardship of being a cleaning staff. When distributing flyers, she was chased by the urban management team across 3 streets. Watching her fall step by step to the bottom, my heart remained completely unmoved. That was the price of betrayal. 1 week later, the auction was held as scheduled. All assets of Zifeng Group were put up for sale. I acquired several of the most valuable plots of land at the lowest price I could bid. Li Zifeng stood outside the courthouse, completely devastated by the auction results. Xiang Nan. Seeing me walk out, he lunged forward hysterically. It was you destroyed me, you destroyed everything I had. My bodyguards immediately blocked him. I calmly looked at the man who was once so arrogant and smug, now with messy hair, stubble, and a wrinkled suit as if he had just rolled out of bed. General Director Li, you destroyed yourself. I adjusted my cuff, speaking softly, greed leads to loss, such a simple principle, you should have understood it sooner. I dare you to mess with me. He struggled to break free from the bodyguard's restraint. General Director Li, you have nothing left now, what do you have to threaten me with? I shook my head, reform well, try to get out soon. Having said that, I turned and walked away. Behind me, Li Zifeng's frantic screams echoed, but he was quickly escorted away by the police. Back at the company, Xiao Wang continued his report. General Director Xiang, Miss Lu has lost her job again. This is the 5th time this week. What is she doing now? She is looking for work online, but her job application has issues, no experience, yet high standards, almost no company is willing to hire her. This is entirely within my prediction. From childhood, Lu Ruyan was accustomed to being pampered. After marrying me, she lived like a queen. Expecting her to suddenly adapt to the work of an ordinary person is harder than reaching the sky. Continue monitoring her. Yes. One more thing, Xiao Wang hesitated. Miss Lu's father gave her some money, but she took it and gambled it away. I raised an eyebrow. Gambling? Last night, she went to an underground casino on the west side of the city, losing everything in one night. How interesting. I chuckled softly. Lu Ruyan has truly given up entirely. Any other news? Last night she drank until she was completely drunk, walking and crying hysterically on the street, even screaming about wanting to get back with General Director Xiang. She was later taken to the station by the police to sober up. I nodded, my heart unruffled. That is Lu Ruyan's true nature, running away from difficulty, never knowing how to bear responsibility for her actions. Do we need to continue monitoring her given her current state? Continue. My voice was decisive, until she fully understands the price of betrayal. After work, I drove past the motel where she was temporarily staying. From a distance, I saw Lu Ruyan sitting on the front steps. She was wearing an old, faded t-shirt, pants torn in several places, messy hair, and a pale face, completely stripped of any former glamour. Was that still the Lu Ruyan who always meticulously groomed herself, even putting on detailed makeup just to go grocery shopping? She seemed to sense something, lifting her head to look toward my car. Our eyes met in the air, her eyes were tearful, and her lips trembled slightly, as if she wanted to say something. But I did not stop, the car continued to glide past. Through the rearview mirror, I saw her stand up, run a few steps in pursuit, then stop in despair. The next morning, Xiao Wang brought new information. General Director Xiang, Miss Lu attempted suicide last night. I was drinking coffee, and my hand paused slightly. What happened? She cut her wrist in the motel room. Fortunately, an employee discovered her in time and took her to the hospital. Are the injuries serious? No. They were only superficial wounds. The doctor said it seemed more like an emotional release than a genuine desire to die. I nodded. With my understanding of Lu Ruyan, she truly wouldn't dare to commit suicide. This was merely a tactic to seek pity or hope that I would relent. Where is she now? Still at the hospital. Her father is taking care of her. All right. I continued handling work as if the matter had never happened. But deep down, a voice still echoed, "Do you truly not feel any heartache at all?" I shook my head, dismissing the thought. Heartache? For a traitor? Her current pain is not even 1,000th of what I have endured. In the afternoon, Lu Jiangwo came to see me. He looked much older, his eyes filled with sorrow. Mr. Xiang, I beg you, please forgive Ruyan. Mr. Lu, I have done nothing. You clearly know her current state. Why? Why can't you help her just a little? Lu Jiangwo's voice was almost choking. She's already this miserable, what more do you want? I looked at the pitiful father, feeling no fluctuation in my heart. Mr. Lu, your daughter's current plight is one she brought upon herself. I have no obligation to help a person who betrayed me. But she almost died. He said. Almost only. I let out a cold laugh. Mr. Lu, your daughter's suicide attempt was just an act. If she truly wanted to die, would anyone only make such a shallow cut on their wrist? Lu Jiangwo was stunned. I continued, she is only trying to appeal to pity, hoping I will soften, but unfortunately, I will not fall for the trap. Mr. Lu, do you think a person can change? He nodded, likely choked up. Of course, they can. Then I ask you, since childhood, has Lu Ruyan ever truly taken responsibility for her mistakes? Lu Jiangwo was silent. I continued, she committed a fault, you forgave her. She was stubborn, you indulged her. She caused trouble, you cleaned up the mess. With such a way of raising her, can she truly change? Mr. Lu, your indulgence is what ruined her. Now, letting her bear the consequences herself may be the only opportunity for her to save herself. Having said that, I stood up and gestured to see him out. After escorting Lu Jiangwo out of the office, I returned to my work. But for some reason, my mood felt somewhat heavy, perhaps it was the weather. It was raining outside, drops of rain pattered on the windowpane, creating a familiar sound, exactly like that night, the night I discovered the betrayal. Perhaps some things are destined to happen on a rainy night, and some outcomes simply cannot be changed. 1 month later, I received an unexpected phone call. Hello, General Director Xiang. I am Li Wen, Lu Ruyan's high school classmate. Li Wen? I still remember she was Lu Ruyan's best friend, she was even a bridesmaid when we got married. Is something wrong? Miss Li, about Ruyan, Li Wen's voice was trembling. Mr. Xiang, could you please go see her? Her current situation is very bad. How bad? She is doing things she shouldn't be doing. I frowned. What do you mean? Li Wen was silent for a moment, then whispered, she is entertaining guests, working as a hostess at a bar. Entertaining guests? I knitted my brows. Lu Ruyan has sunk so low as to pour drinks for men. Where? A bar in the city center. Because she needs money, she dares to do anything. I hung up the phone, sitting silently in my chair. Lu Ruyan had finally fallen to this point, from a woman who lived in luxury to a girl serving drinks in the nightlife district. Is this a just retribution she brought upon herself, or a cruel twist of fate? That evening, I told Xiao Wang to drive me to the bar Li Wen mentioned. It was a high-class establishment, luxuriously furnished, frequented entirely by successful people. I chose a private room in the corner and instructed the staff to call Lu Ruyan over. A few minutes later, the room door opened. The woman who walked in was someone I almost didn't recognize. Her face was heavily made up, she wore a tight mini dress, precarious high heels, and her hair was dyed bright red. The pure beauty of the past had completely vanished, replaced by a cheap, forced kind of seduction. She uttered a professional greeting, "Welcome, patron." She smiled sweetly, but when she clearly saw my face, the smile instantly froze. "Xiang Nan." I gestured for her to sit down. She froze for a few seconds, then immediately turned to run, but I stopped her. "Sit down." My voice was not loud, but it brooked no argument. Lu Ruyan sat down trembling, not daring to look me in the eyes. "Drink." I poured her a glass of liquor. "I don't drink," she stammered, "but this is your job." I pushed the glass toward her. She tremblingly picked it up, tilted her head back, and emptied it. The alcohol flushed her cheeks, and seemed to calm her mood slightly. "Xiang Nan," she laughed bitterly, "did you come here to mock me?" "I am not laughing." I shook my head. "I just want to know what caused someone who once lived in silk and satin to fall to this level of degradation." She laughed bitterly, her voice mixed with self-mockery. "What else would it be for? Just lack of money. No money means you can sell yourself short." She replied sarcastically. "Xiang Nan, what do you think I do here? I only drink and talk with guests. That's all." I took out my phone and played a recording, in which her own voice rang out, "As long as the money is enough, anything can be discussed." Her face instantly turned pale. "I followed you, and it wasn't out of concern." I put away the phone. "Lu Ruyan, do you know how pathetic you look right now?" Tears began to fall onto her cheeks. "Xiang Nan, are you satisfied yet? Seeing me so miserable, are you happy?" "Happy?" I pondered for a moment. "Not exactly happy, just that everything was unfolding as it should." "As it should." I looked straight into her eyes. "This is the price of betrayal. You chose to leave me, so you must bear the consequences." She burst into more intense sobs. "I know I was wrong, I truly know I was wrong. Xiang Nan, can we start over? Just once. Start over." I let out a cold laugh. "Me, start over with a woman who works as a hostess in a nightclub? Lu Ruyan, do you think I'm crazy?" That sentence was like a knife slicing straight through her heart. She sprang up, intending to slap me, but I quickly grabbed her wrist. "Trying to hit me? What gives you the right to humiliate me like this?" She hissed. I tightened my grip on her wrist, my gaze cold. "I am only speaking the truth. You are indeed a nightclub hostess now, aren't you?" She yanked her hand back, covering her face and sobbing uncontrollably. "Xiang Nan, you have changed. You are terrifying." "I have changed." I stood up, looking down at her from above. "You changed first. You became a woman who betrayed her husband for money, a person who, for survival, can sell herself short." "I have never sold my body." "Never yet, but at your current rate of degradation, it won't be long now." I adjusted my suit jacket, turning and walking away. Immediately after, she lunged, grabbing tightly onto my leg. "I beg you, save me, I don't want to live like this anymore." I bent down to look at the woman kneeling at my feet. I still remembered years ago she also knelt before me like this, just because I gave her a small gift. Now she was kneeling, only hoping I would pull her out of the mire. Time truly is a strange thing. "Lu Ruyan, do you know what reaping what you sow means?" She shook her head, tears streaming down her face. "Reaping what you sow means that the path you have chosen, even if you have to kneel, you must walk until the end." I pushed her hand away, didn't look back, and left the room. Behind me was her heart-wrenching, desperate crying, but I never turned my head. Stepping out of the bar, I took a deep breath. The air outside was clean and pleasant. There was no reason to look back at that rotten, dark corner. Xiao Wang was waiting by the car. "Mr. Xiang, where to now?" "Home." On the way back, I recalled Lu Ruyan's recent words, "You have changed, you are terrifying." Perhaps she was right. A month ago, the Xiang Nan of that time certainly wouldn't have been so heartless toward a woman kneeling and weeping like that. But that Xiang Nan was dead, dead on that rainy night, dead the moment he discovered his wife's betrayal. The one alive now was a completely new Xiang Nan, a man no longer fooled by tears, a man who would not soften toward a betrayer. Lu Ruyan, this is the outcome you wanted. Your own hands killed the man who once loved you to the bone. Now, you must face a cold and cruel Xiang Nan. This is retribution. Over the next 2 months, I did not see Lu Ruyan again. Occasionally, Xiao Wang still reported updates. She was still working at the nightclub, but her situation was getting worse. I heard she started drinking heavily, often getting so drunk she didn't know up from down. Many times while intoxicated, she recounted her past to the guests. Those guests, of course, didn't truly care. They just saw her words as a joke and quickly spread the rumors. The ex-wife of Xiangqing Group's general director is now a hostess. The rumor spread quickly within the circle. It didn't affect my reputation at all. On the contrary, it made people respect my decisiveness even more. Business is like war. The faint-hearted will surely be the loser. That day, as I was handling documents in my office, the secretary knocked and entered. General Director Xiang, there is a man who wants to see you. He says he is a friend of Lu Ruyan's. A friend of Lu Ruyan's? I was slightly surprised, and told him to enter. The man who walked in was in his 30s, impeccably dressed in a suit, outwardly resembling a successful businessman. General Director Xiang, my name is Chen Hao, I am Ruyan's friend. Chen Hao, I searched my memory but had no recollection of this name. Mr. Chen, is there something I can help you with? He sat down, his expression serious. I'm sure you know Ruyan's current situation. I want to help her. Help her? I slightly curled my lip. Yes, I want to marry her. This news surprised me slightly. Someone was actually willing to marry a woman working as a hostess in a nightclub. Mr. Chen, I apologize, but I must speak frankly, I said. Do you truly understand Lu Ruyan's past? I understand. Chen Hao nodded. She told me everything, including how she betrayed you. Knowing all that, why do you still want to marry her? He was silent for a moment, then slowly said, because I love her. Love her? I couldn't help but laugh. Do you love the current her, or the her of the past? Both. How interesting. I picked up my teacup and took a leisurely sip. So, you came to see me to ask for my blessing? Chen Hao shook his head. I came to ask you to let her go. Let her go? I put the teacup down, looking at the man in front of me. Ruyan has received enough punishment, please don't continue to push her. He stood up and bowed deeply. Mr. Chen, do you think I am pushing her? Isn't that the case? Chen Hao looked up, his eyes full of accusation. Not a single company or luxury hotel in this entire city dares to hire her. All upscale venues refuse to serve her. Didn't you arrange all this? I nodded. I did arrange it. Why? She has lost everything. Do you want to push her to her death? Push her to her death? I stood up and walked to the window. Mr. Chen, do you know what fairness is? What do you mean? He asked. I turned around, looking directly into his eyes. She betrayed my sincere 5 years of love, completely destroying my belief in love. Now I just want her to taste the feeling of being discarded by the world. That is fairness. But she is already like this now. Already like this, so what? He interrupted. Compared to the pain she inflicted on me, what she is enduring now is merely a grain of sand in the desert. I returned to my desk and took out a folder. Do you know how long it took me to overcome that shock? Chen Hao shook his head. 3 months. During those 3 months, every night I had nightmares, seeing her and that man on my own bed. For 3 consecutive months, I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, I lost over 15 kilograms. I threw the folder onto the desk. Inside were a series of medical reports, diagnosing depression, anxiety disorder, and insomnia. That is the gift she left me. Chen Hao stared at the pile of documents, his face gradually turning pale. I continued. And what about her? Immediately after the betrayal, she fell into the arms of another man, without any remorse, without any regret. Only when Li Zifeng was gone did she remember me. General Director Xiang, in your opinion, does a woman like that deserve your love? Chen Hao was silent for a very long time, finally replying softly, no matter what, I won't abandon her. That is your choice. I sat down on the chair, speaking calmly, but my decision will not change. Must you corner her completely? Cornered? I lightly shook my head. Mr. Chen, you are exaggerating. She is still alive, still able to work, that is enough. I replied coldly, but her current job is one she chose herself. I interrupted, no one forced her to go into a nightclub to pour drinks, that was her own choice, she chose to abandon her self-respect and walk that path. Chen Hao stood up abruptly, angry, Xiang Nan, you are too cold. Cold? I also stood up, looking straight at him. Do you know what cold truly means? Cold is when a woman sleeps with another man while her husband is away on business. Cold is when she looks her husband directly in the eye and says she never loved him. I stepped closer to Chen Hao, facing him, looking him straight in the eye. I am simply using the way she treated me to repay her. That is called getting a taste of one's own medicine. Chen Hao was intimidated by my presence and took a few steps back. Do you truly have no feeling left? Feeling? I let out a cold laugh. Affection is something between two people, requiring mutual cultivation. If only one person tries, it's not called love, it's called stupidity. So if I marry her, can you not? Impossible. I decisively refused. Your desire to marry her is your own business, but I will not change my stance because of it. Chen Hao looked at me in despair. Are you truly that cruel? Cruel? I sat back down in my chair. Mr. Chen, in the business world, the faint-hearted will certainly be the loser. That is a lesson I paid for with blood to learn. I picked up the folder on the desk, signaling the end of the conversation. Mr. Chen, you may leave. I wish you and Miss Lu happiness. Chen Hao stood still for a very long time, finally letting out a heavy sigh before turning and leaving. After he left, I continued handling my work, but for some reason, I felt suffocated. Perhaps Chen Hao's words touched a deep corner of my mind, perhaps I recalled some beautiful memories from the past, but none of that mattered anymore. What mattered was that I was no longer the man whose heart softened at the sight of a woman's tears. Now I only believed in one truth: good deeds are rewarded with good consequences, and evil deeds with evil consequences, and Lu Ruyan was just beginning to taste her retribution. 1 month later, I heard news that Lu Ruyan was indeed getting married. The groom was Chen Hao. The wedding was held at a small hotel in the city, the scale extremely simple. The guests were few enough to count on one's fingers, completely opposite to our lavish wedding 5 years ago. That year, I booked the entire hotel, had over 300 guests, and the cost reached 8 million. Now she could only host a simple ceremony in a secluded location. That was the disparity between two moments in a person's life. I did not attend the wedding but sent Xiao Wang to take a few photos. In the pictures, Lu Ruyan looked much more haggard, the wedding dress was rented, and the smile on her face was strained. In contrast, Chen Hao looked radiant, holding her hand tightly, his eyes full of love. General Director, should I send a wedding gift? Xiao Wang asked. I thought for a moment, then nodded, sending a bouquet of flowers. What kind, sir? White chrysanthemums. Xiao Wang was stunned but still nodded. In China, white chrysanthemums symbolize funerals. That was the wedding gift I gave Lu Ruyan, to commemorate the dead past, to commemorate the lost love. After the wedding, Lu Ruyan and Chen Hao moved to live in a small residential area on the outskirts of the city. Chen Hao worked for a small company, his salary wasn't high but was enough for basic expenses. Lu Ruyan had quit her job at the nightclub and became a full-time housewife. Their lives were finally considered stable, but I knew well that this stability depended solely on Chen Hao's tolerance. If one day he discovered Lu Ruyan's true self, there would surely be a good show to watch. Indeed, 3 months later, problems began to arise. Xiao Wang reported to me that continuous conflicts had begun occurring between Lu Ruyan and Chen Hao. What was the reason? I heard it was because of money. Xiao Wang reached out and opened his notebook. She complained that Mr. Chen earned too little, failing to meet the standard of living she desired. What was the standard of living she desired? The same as when she lived with you. I couldn't help but laugh. Lu Ruyan's nature was truly hard to change. Did she think she could become a noble lady again just by getting married? Too naive. Chen Hao's income wasn't even a fraction of the money she used to spend on a single handbag. Any other news? Yes. She started going out to look for work, but no company would hire her. That's right, her reputation had spread widely, no serious company wanted to hire her. It was all within my expectation. I had put in considerable effort to ensure Lu Ruyan could not find any respectable job in this city. What is she doing now? Arguing with Mr. Chen at home. Last night, the neighbors even called the police because the noise was too loud. It seems Chen Hao's patience also had its limits. No matter how much money a man has, he wouldn't be able to tolerate a woman who constantly complains and spends lavishly, let alone Chen Hao, an ordinary salaryman. 1 week later, Xiao Wang brought new information again. General Director, Miss Lu has found a new job. What kind of job? Selling insurance. Xiao Wang's expression was a bit strange, the kind of job that required going door to door to introduce products. I immediately pictured Lu Ruyan in office attire, knocking on doors in every street and alley to sell insurance. Given her personality, I doubted she could last more than a few days. How are her results? No sales on the first day, still no sales on the second day, the third day? I understood and waved my hand to interrupt him. Lu Ruyan inherently could not withstand hardship, forcing her to work like that was nothing short of fantasy. Predictably, a week later she was unemployed again. This time, she was fired for losing her temper with an old woman who refused to buy insurance. A complaint was filed with the company, and they immediately dismissed her. In the days that followed, Lu Ruyan's life fell into a negative loop: job hunting, unemployment, job hunting, unemployment again. Each time she lost a job, the relationship between her and Chen Hao fractured further. Chen Hao began complaining to friends that Lu Ruyan was a lazy woman who only knew how to sponge off him, and Lu Ruyan was equally harsh, criticizing Chen Hao to others as incompetent, unable to even afford to raise a child. Their affection gradually reached the brink. Half a year later, I received news that surprised me. General Director, Miss Lu is having an affair. I was drinking tea at the time, and nearly spilled it. What? She is involved with a client, someone she met while selling insurance. How ironic. Lu Ruyan chose infidelity once again. History was repeating itself chillingly. Who was the man? A construction contractor over 50, with money but lacking education. From a hundreds of billions owning entrepreneur to a bankrupt man, then an ordinary husband, and finally, a contractor past his prime. Lu Ruyan's path of decline was truly lamentable. Does Chen Hao know yet? Not yet. But given the current situation, he will probably find out sooner or later. I nodded. Chen Hao, that kind-hearted man, was about to experience the pain I once had to endure, the feeling of being betrayed by the one you love the most. 1 month later, Chen Hao finally discovered Lu Ruyan's affair. I heard he collapsed on the spot, crying like a child. He then decided to divorce. Lu Ruyan was abandoned once again. But this time, even the contractor didn't want her anymore because his wife found out and caused a scene at the construction site. To keep his job, the contractor immediately cut ties with her. Now, Lu Ruyan truly had nothing left: no husband, no lover, no job, no money. She returned to the small rental room from years ago, borrowing liquor daily to drown her sorrow. Looking at the surveillance camera photo Xiao Wang gave me, I saw a woman utterly degraded, messy hair, disheveled clothes, and empty eyes. Was this still the Lu Ruyan who was once dazzlingly brilliant, once honored as a beauty who could topple kingdoms? Time truly is a marvelous thing. It can cause the most beautiful flower to wither, and it can push the most arrogant person into the black mud. Lu Ruyan, do you know what retribution is now? Do you understand the price of betrayal? But this is still not enough, far from enough. I want her to taste everything I once suffered, not a single drop spared. Another 2 months passed, and I received a phone call. General Director, Miss Lu wants to see you. The voice on the other end was Lu Jiangwo's, Lu Ruyan's father, speaking with a choked sound. General Director Xiang, please come and see her just once. She is now almost unable to hold on anymore. Almost unable to hold on? I frowned. What do you mean? She is suffering from depression, locking herself in her room all day, not eating, not drinking. The doctor said if this continues, he didn't finish, but the meaning was clear. I was silent for a moment, then replied, let me think about it. Having said that, I hung up the phone. Leaning back in my chair, I pondered. What does Lu Ruyan want to see me for? To beg for forgiveness, to admit her mistakes? Or is there another reason? Whatever it is, I am curious. Curious to see what a person who has reached the limit of despair will say. That afternoon, I went to the familiar small rental house. The environment there was even more dilapidated. The air in the corridor was thick with the smell of mold and cigarette smoke. The walls were stained and peeling, the tiles were uneven. Even the most wretched people wouldn't want to stay in such a place for long. Yet Lu Ruyan had lived there for nearly a year. I knocked on her room door. Who is it? A husky voice came from inside. It's me, Xiang Nan. The room fell silent for a few seconds, then hurried footsteps sounded, and the door opened. The woman in front of me was almost unrecognizable. Her face was pale, her eye sockets deeply sunken, her hair dry and brittle, her body thin, just skin and bones. She was wearing an old, faded t-shirt. Is this still the Lu Ruyan who was once enchanting and captivating? I thought to myself. Xiang Nan, her voice trembled, tears welling up in the corners of her eyes. I stepped into the room, looking around. The room was less than 20 square meters, the furnishings old, the air stuffy. On the table were a few empty liquor bottles, and scattered on the floor were several empty medicine boxes. What do you want to see me for? I sat down on the only chair in the room. Lu Ruyan stood before me, just like a child who had done something wrong. Xiang Nan, I know I was wrong. That line again. Since I discovered her affair, she must have said that line countless times, but always when she had no other recourse. Where is the car? I am asking. I shouldn't have betrayed you, shouldn't have been with Li Zifeng. Shouldn't have. Shouldn't have what? I interrupted. Shouldn't have let yourself be discovered? She stopped, shaking her head. That's not it. I truly regret it. Truly regret it? I stood up and walked over to the window. Lu Ruyan, do you know the difference between genuine regret and fear? She shook her head. Genuine regret is suffering because you have hurt others, fear is suffering because you don't want to face the consequences. I turned around, looking straight at her. Is your current suffering because you hurt me, or because you are afraid of continuing to bear the consequences? Lu Ruyan was silent, she couldn't answer. Because we both know what the answer is. Xiang Nan, no matter what, we once loved each other. She tried to change the subject, clinging to memories. Do those beautiful memories from the past mean nothing anymore? Beautiful memories? I let out a cold laugh. Lu Ruyan, do you think the lies of a deceiver hold any meaning? I never deceived you. Never. She retorted defensively. I took out my phone and played the recording. The conversation between her and Li Zifeng echoed from the recording. Do you think Xiang Nan truly loves you? Whether he loves me or not isn't important, what's important is that he has money. So do you love him? Why love a fool who is honest and simple-minded like that? At most, he's just an ATM. The recording ended, the room fell into a deathly silence. Lu Ruyan's face was pale, and her body trembled. Those were not my true feelings, I just wanted to please Li Zifeng. She defended herself. Please him? I turned off the recording. Then what are your true feelings? She opened her mouth, but couldn't utter a single sentence, because even she didn't know what her true feelings were. In her heart, truth and deceit had long merged into one, to the point that she herself couldn't distinguish them. Xiang Nan, please give me one chance. She knelt before me, choking up. I will do anything, as long as you forgive me. Anything? I bent down, looking directly into her eyes. What about death? She froze. I continued, if I say I will only forgive you if you die, would you agree? Lu Ruyan's face grew paler, she took a step back. See? I stood up. Your so-called anything is actually only within the limits you can accept. Once that limit is crossed, your true nature is revealed instantly. She slumped onto the floor, completely despairing. Xiang Nan, what exactly do you want me to do? I only want you to remember one thing. I walked toward the door. There are some mistakes in this world that are never forgiven. Betrayal is one of them. But you once said you would love me forever. She tried to cling on. That was a promise I made to a person worthy of love. I stopped, without turning back. The current you is not worthy of anyone's love. Having said that, I left the room. Behind me, Lu Ruyan's heart-wrenching crying echoed, but I didn't look back. Stepping out of the rental house, I took a deep breath. The air outside was fresh. The world outside was so beautiful. Why should I waste time on someone undeserving? Returning to the car, Xiao Wang asked, General Director Xiang, where should we go now? Back to the company. I looked in the rearview mirror, the shadow of the rental house slowly receding. Some people belong entirely to the past, but this matter is not yet over. Lu Ruyan still hasn't truly understood the price of betrayal. She needs an even deeper lesson, and I will wait patiently for that day. Because a dish called revenge only tastes richer when stewed thoroughly. 1 month later, I received an unexpected phone call. General Director Xiang, there's a problem. It was Xiao Wang's voice, sounding very anxious. What is it? It's Miss Lu, she committed suicide. I was in a meeting, the hand holding my pen suddenly froze in midair. What? This morning, the rental house staff discovered she had slit her wrist in the room, blood covered the floor, and she was unconscious. I immediately hung up the phone and hurried out of the meeting room. My assistant followed, asking, General Director, what about the meeting? Postpone it. I replied curtly. I drove to the hospital. Lu Ruyan was being urgently treated in the recovery room. Lu Jiangwo sat outside, looking as if he had aged several years. General Director Xiang, you've come. He stood up, his eyes full of tears. What's the situation? The doctor said she lost too much blood and was being given emergency treatment. Lu Jiangwo's voice trembled. Ruyan, she truly doesn't want to live anymore. I looked into the emergency room. The sight of the medical staff working disturbed me. Did Lu Ruyan truly want to die, or was she just continuing her act? 2 hours later, the emergency room door opened. The doctor removed his mask and stepped out. The patient was out of immediate danger, but had severe blood loss and needed rest and recovery. Lu Jiangwo emotionally gripped the doctor's hand. Thank you, doctor. Thank you, doctor. The doctor hesitated slightly. The patient's mental state is very unstable. We recommend psychological intervention. Lu Ruyan was moved to a hospital room. She was white as paper, her 2 arms wrapped in thick bandages. At first glance, it didn't look like an act. General Director Xiang, please go in and visit her for a moment. She keeps calling your name. Lu Jiangwo pleaded. I hesitated for a moment, then entered the hospital room. Lu Ruyan slowly opened her eyes. Upon seeing me, tears welled up. Xiang Nan, you came. Why did you commit suicide? I sat down by the bed. Because, living is too painful. Her voice was weak. Xiang Nan, I truly can't hold on anymore. If you can't hold on, must you die? If you don't die, what else can you do? I asked. She gave a bitter smile. I have nothing left. No job, no home, no friends, even my father is distraught because of me. I looked at her, my heart completely unmoved. All these things were her own choices. I know. She nodded. That's why I chose to die to end everything. I shook my head. Death is not the end, it is an escape. She looked at me, her eyes filled with despair. Xiang Nan, tell me what else I can do. I was silent for a moment, then slowly replied, keep living. Keep living? She gave a sour laugh. What for? To atone. I continued. Do you think dying can wipe away all your sins? No. You need to live, live to endure the pain, live to reflect, live to take responsibility for what you have done. She was stunned. But I have lost everything. Lost? I let out a cold laugh. You only lost external things. The truly important things you never possessed, honesty, loyalty, and a sense of responsibility. You never had those qualities in your entire life. Lu Ruyan's tears fell profusely. Xiang Nan, I truly know I was wrong. Wrong? I stood up. Lu Ruyan, do you know where you went wrong? She shook her head. Your mistake is thinking that simply saying, I was wrong, can solve everything. Your mistake is thinking that tears can buy forgiveness. Then what should I do? She pleaded. Live decently, use the rest of your life to prove you are genuinely remorseful. But if you don't even believe yourself, how can you expect anyone else to believe you? I delivered the final line and left the hospital room. Upon reaching the door, I saw Lu Jiangwo still waiting. General Director Xiang, will Ruyan survive? He asked. I interrupted him, Mr. Lu, the path of life must be walked alone. Your indulgence only harms her further. But now that she is like this, perhaps this is her chance to learn how to stand on her own feet. Having said that, I left the hospital. On the way back to the company, Lu Ruyan's despairing eyes still haunted me, the same eyes I once saw in the mirror, on the night I discovered my wife's betrayal. Perhaps she truly experienced the feeling of being betrayed, perhaps she was beginning to bear the consequences. But this is still not enough. True remorse does not lie in tears of despair, but in quiet, sincere reflection. Lu Ruyan, your lesson is not over yet. I will continue to wait until you truly understand what responsibility is, what maturity is. Only then will my revenge be considered complete. For now, the game is still not over. 1 year later, I heard that Lu Ruyan had been discharged from the hospital. She no longer sought death but quietly went to find a menial job, working as a cleaning staff. Every day she woke up early, came home late, using her own 2 hands to earn a living. Occasionally I received news. She had learned to cook, learned how to save, learned how to endure. She no longer complained about her difficult life, nor did she expect help from others. Looking from the outside, it seemed she was truly changing. But I knew the real test was yet to come. Because to change a person, the hardest thing is not to change their living habits, but to change from within. Lu Ruyan, we shall wait and see.